I want to expand the conversation. So my other fellow senseis, feel free to pitch in. One of you guys pitch in first for this conversation. But I want to expand the dialogue in terms of what is Black storytelling, and it's I don't want
Mm,
to answer it. I actually want to
mm.
go beyond, and I'm going to ask a question that moves beyond the general notions, because I do think there are some like general notions where people go like, this is typically what you think of, like getting past the struggle, getting past poverty, getting past racism. Maybe it's like in an urban area, so very kind of normalized notions of like Black storytelling, and nothing wrong with that because those can be very impactful because so many it resonates with so many people in America in particular. But what are some things that you think could expand it so it doesn't have this kind of perceived notion and it can be seen in more different lights, like these other cultures where it's like we can create a Attack on Titan version with melanin characters and it won't be a crazy thing. So
Ty,
uh,
can I say
it,
something?
it's a bigger question. So feel free to kind of go on. If you guys want line to start out, feel that's fine with me too. But if someone else wants to say, because I know everybody's been quiet for a while.
Yeah, I was. I'll go. I'll go last because I've been talking.
Um,
Lion,
real
go ahead, bro.
real quick. This is gonna sound terrible. The Black community as a whole is not ready for that conversation. Um,
We're
it's
starting it
it's
right now.
no, I'm being so for real.
I
Um,
know, I know what you mean.
98% of a lot of the media that we have is trauma, and that's
Yes.
because Black people as a whole never got over the things that happened to them. That's why we as a whole keep rewriting the same shit over and over, or the same trauma. And I'm not saying we can't. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we cannot do that. Some of us are actually doing it. We're doing a great job at it. Again, Michael's doing it. Ty's doing it. Ordeal is doing it. There are several people who are writing stories that are just not overly filled with that trauma. But as a whole, a lot of our people just haven't gotten over the things that happened to them, and that since that's the story that they know so well, that's the one they keep telling.
For sure.
As for, and I know somebody's gonna take that and be, oh, I can't believe you do somebody, but it's
But can I
It's
take it?
gonna happen.
But can I take it a step further after the super chat? Super chat.
go ahead.
Oh, my fault, my fault. I just saw a super chat, $5 super chat from Angie Carr. Salute. While we're on the subject, Ty and Lonnie, what are y'all's thoughts on Black IPs that get greenlit for the masses? Ellie, Cannon Busters, and how it's handled.
I hate it.
She doesn't want to hear the rest of your opinions, by the way. Just that. Go ahead.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyway,
Uh,
no, I hate how,
I'm
because
trolling, Angie.
because a lot of the Black IP that we have that is released, it doesn't represent us in the best way. Like we just got one that got in that Disney's under fire for, Captain Durag, right? So the show on its own is cool, but her superhero TV show that she watches is Captain Durag, and they're upset with Disney. But the person who made that was a person of color, it was a Black person who created that character. But Disney was the one that greenlit it. It seems like a lot of times these companies don't want to greenlit what will uplift us or what will be good for us, but they will just keep, putting stuff out there that just isn't done well. The IP, like for instance, look, I know somebody's gonna get mad that I'm gonna say this. Cannon Busters looked very well. It did. But come on now. Nobody talks about that show for a reason. Nobody brings up the episodes. Nobody talks about the story because it's not a good show. It's not a really good show. It starts off good. Like episode one has you thinking this show's finna go into a crazy direction. Like, this is gonna be great. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And you have you have creators and writers out there who you could have create these shows, or you could do it yourself. But you're not doing that. Even Eyes of Wakanda could have been better, and it wasn't. That should have been a show about the first Black Panther, right? Or it just should have been a Black Panther show, period. But instead, it focused on different assassins from different areas of time within Black Panther lore. And each episode, I mean, they were okay, but they just weren't. They could have been better. Black IP is not handled the way that it should be handled. And Even if you look at it and say, well, we need more black writers, we need the right black writers. It's not about having a black person at the steering wheel. You want the right black person at the steering wheel. You don't want anybody driving your car. You don't want anybody piloting your ship. You need the right people steering you in the right direction. And I'm saying that because with everything that we are as a people, as creative as we are, you mean to tell me we can't make an Afro Samurai? We can't make a Cowboy Bebop? We can't make a
That's what I was
Gundam.
thinking too.
We can't
That's what I
make
was
a
gonna get
Bleach
to.
or Attack on Titan. We can't do a Gurren Lagann. We can't do any of that. As talented as we are as a people, and even if you could make a show right now about a young black kid with the ability to take graffiti and bring it to life. Think, just watch this. Watch this. Easy pitch. Hey guys, I want to make an anime about a black kid who uses graffiti to not only rebuild his city or his neighborhood, but to stop gentrification. And the gentrification, get this, guys, is a group of white people trying to take areas from blacks. Now they're called agents, but they're really gentrification personified. So what they like to do is they like to destroy black areas, make them look run down and terrible, so black people move out and white people can move in. So this kid, we're gonna call him Andrew, uses graffiti to draw beautiful pictures of the area, and it rebuilds the area bigger and better and more beautiful. No roaches, stronger buildings, and as long as that picture is up, the agents can't take it down, and that's how he stops gentrification in his area. And he teaches other kids how to do graffiti, etc. Like you could do some shit like that.
Yeah.
You could do some shit where you have a group of kids who use dance or breakdancing as a way to like battle each other or shake the universe or some shit like that. Hell, you can do a kid that has a magic basketball or some magic shoelaces that gives him the skill set of other basketball players that came before him. You can use urban shit that we've already had to make positive shows, but you won't. Like me just saying what I'm saying, I'm still an average black person. I just came up with that in under 5 minutes. Anybody else could have done that. But that's not the IP that's being greenlit. And that's not the IP that's being handled. Instead, we have IP where you got some old black woman beating the dog shit out of some
Yep.
young black dude, shoot him in the back of the head and put his ass in a bag somewhere. We got IP where the mother is sleeping with the son and the son is sleeping with the auntie. We have IP
What?
where you laugh, but you know I'm telling the truth. Like that's the stuff we got. 98% of our IP is not positive. We don't have any more Bill Cosby shows. We don't have any more From a Different World, Living Single. We don't have My Wife and Kids. We don't have the Bernie Mac show. We don't have any of that. All of our shows for the most part is literally drama. And
And
it's I'm sorry, go for it.
And even outside of that, because I think King Lion's been making a good point the entire time. I think his example of the graffiti is beautiful. It's a multifold issue where we have this very unique case where the people who are in the positions to kind of platform these IPs are looking for a very specific type of thing, which unfortunately is trauma and kind of holds us back. And then also, unfortunately, we ourselves are kind of attracted to trauma. We would need a situation where we need, creators who, like King Lion said, if you want to talk trauma, be creative about it. I thought the graffiti was beautiful. There's a way we can tell these stories differently while still being creative, or we can not be afraid to just be different.
Y'all
I
better
think there's
clip and save that for me because Disney gonna take that. I need this remembered so I can be like, that was my fucking idea. Okay,
yes,
nobody ever said that. That's mine, Disney. That belongs to me. Go ahead, y'all got it.
we need more creators that are willing to kind of step outside of the box, and instead of just looking at even telling trauma, telling anything. A story. Why couldn't we get a Dr. Stone where it's a black person who's the last person on Earth and has to figure out how to rebuild civilization? That's something completely out of the norm, something very different, but we would need somebody to one platform it and people to want to like it. We need to be tired of seeing basketball, gun, drugs, drama. There has to be some sort of breaking point, and I think there are more than enough creators. We have two, well studied gentlemen right here who are making stories outside that norm. There's answers there. We just need more of it, and we need that to be pushed instead of the typical old nonsense. But I
Like
agree
right, like
100%
right
with
now,
what
I'm
King
doing
Lion's saying.
verses, and verses is literally about kids. Well, not just kids, adults, etc., who have the ability to take comic books and mangas and just anything in fiction. That, like, for instance, what are some of y'all favorite fictional characters? Like, or just rather, it's a video game, card game. What are some of your favorite fictional things?
I like Dante from Devil May Cry.
Okay, Dante from Devil May Cry.
That was
Next.
literally my first choice too. Virgil.
Dante is so cold, bro.
Dante is cold as
Yes.
hell, bro.
Now
All
imagine.
right, I'm gonna throw up
imagine,
Master Chief. Master Chief.
now imagine being able to connect with that fictional character. Y'all build such a bond that y'all can actually be side by side with each other. See, in verses, what they do is you have resonators. Resonators have the ability to resonate with fiction itself. And when they resonate with fiction, they can resonate with the characters within those books, video games, or whatever. Well, every now and then you have people that mistreat fiction, and you have resonators. Those resonators, who again resonate with with fiction, can use their favorite characters to fight those manifestations and put them back in their books. There's no trauma with that. But what does it do? It encourages kids to do what? Read, play video games, get more involved with the fictional characters they love. Because now it makes them think, okay, well, hold on. He resonates with that character and he can manifest it. Okay, so what if I read this manga or this comic or I played this video game? What if I could resonate my favorite? Like, see what I'm saying? It activates the part of your brain that makes you want to think and imagine. It's not, yes, my family were slaves for 200 years, and I had to watch a purple alien bend my mother over and create a half brother who with purple skin that I hate, and now I want to kill him and take his kingdom. Like this, that's us. Like that's what we make. We do stuff like that now for the most part.
Yeah, go ahead, random. You about to say something?
You're muted, by the way, too.
My bad. For me personally, I've the one thing I've always kind of brought up, and we talk about it, especially with what 97 Kingdoms is doing right now, where it's like you can always kind of tell stories in an established universe, and I think those could be done very well. My thing is, and King Lion said it perfectly, I just want to see, like, I want us to be able to beat these stereotypes so that when we do stuff like this, then when you see a character in a different way than people are, they don't freak out. Like, for instance, I've been rereading Spy Family too. I love Spy Family. Imagine if they told the story of Spy Family with like a black family. It's like every time you ever see a black family now, they're always broken in some way. And whether or not you got the full family in there, and I think a story of Spy Family with the black, and if you take those characters and make them black, I think that would do really well. Spy Family does really well, and I think that would do really well in our community, showing this family that's technically not a family, but they truly become a family. And I think that could really work. And that's something that I wish, and I me personally, because I at least for this part, I'm not very vocal. I get tired of reading some stories because I'm like, this is just the same stuff. This is what they think of us, and I just don't. Trying to find a way to tell maybe even a Fire Force with a black thing. And maybe that's also my fault because I should look out more for other things, right? And try to support those. But even when I see some things that I think are pretty cool, that are supported, that could be supported, and they fumble those. Like, that's why Miles, I've mentioned it multiple times. Yasuke was such a huge fumble. Yasuke on Netflix was such a huge fumble, and people don't really understand how big of a fumble that was when with the resources that Netflix gave it, the fact that you had the person, and the fact that it was doing something that it could have really changed. Like, and I understand maybe we say this very hyperbole, that could have really helped out. And the fact that they took that and just shitted on it in 6 episodes really pisses me the fuck off.
And I'm gonna be honest too, and this is a problem that I had with it a long time that I never really vocalized. I feel like some of that is on Lakeith too, because he stood out in front of the project. You voiced the entire thing, the entire character of Yasuke, bro. You couldn't do quality control on your end. You being an actor and you being the face of this project, because now you take the hit. Them producers, I don't know who produced it. I don't know what company put the bread up. All I know is Lakeith Stanfield was a part of it, and the shit was ass. So at some point, you gotta quality control. This is not to a standard that not only me but my people are deserving of. Let's get back to the drawing board. That should never hit Netflix.
Here you go. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question? Yeah, I don't have powers, right? No, you don't. Oh, okay. Why does the white people have powers though? They have powers. There's a robot and a werewolf bear chick. I'm confused why I'm the only one getting my ass whooped every episode.
Exactly. Because
I'm just trying to figure it out. Like,
sure.
There's literally a dude who he's darker than me. He got telekinetic powers. She can turn into a werewolf bear. And again, sir, no offense to y'all, the white people have powers. They're like X-Men. Why am I just getting my ass beat all episodes? I'm confused. Don't worry, the black community is gonna love it. I guess.
So like when I tell you, because one of the big, because I legit made like an hour-long video on my YouTube channel where I literally broke it down and I said, look, if you're given 6 episodes and that's the story you came up with, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things I'm actually pretty interested in what they put down. The problem is when you're given 6 episodes, you can't make really anything with that, and you ruin the story. And then now there's a Yasuke manga going, or apparently has been going. I'm not reading it because I just have no faith anymore. And that's why I sit there and I get so frustrated with that. And I guess I know these things aren't fun to talk about, but I'm telling you, wouldn't it feel so nice? Like for real, I understand maybe because I'm a Spy Family fan, but fellas, just think about a Spy Family. If that family was black, think about how different how much the black community would embrace that more than they do now. Instead of us doing fan arts and then people get mad that they made Anya a black kid in a fan art. Like, think about how great that would be. You actually get to see a nuclear family that stays together. They're literally trying to save the world in like a pseudo Cold War setting, and it works out. It's great. But we that's why I said, and I'm like, I wish we could do something like that.
Bro, can I just say? Can I just say something to what he's saying real quick about the Spy Family situation? Bro, imagine if the dad was a barber and used clippers and a cord as a weapon. Just imagine beating somebody's ass and lining their shit up while you're doing it.
Honestly, you could just make Yor the one, and she's a hairdresser.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
she already uses blades with it too.
But no, he's right. He's right in what he's saying because like if you look at Afro Samurai, what was his voice lines? He had 0 to no voice lines, and that show was absolute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you had the opportunity to do that and do it better. And you just completely fucking failed at it. Like, you didn't have to add powers and abilities. You didn't have to add no fucking robots. You could have just made this show about skill. You could have taken a number from the Animatrix. Remember the Animatrix where they had that samurai scene where you had that black dude and that white chick with the white hair, and he was trying to get her to basically betray mankind? You could have done some shit like that. But you didn't. I know some of y'all don't know what the Animatrix is. Go look it up, damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That's
no, sir. Okay, everybody.
I have the DVD.
Fan,
I have the DVD right here.
So hold on. So you know what I'm talking about?
Old head thing? Like this is,
Oh, see, you're not cultured, my boy. You're not cultured.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're not cultured. So anyway, there's
my
a sequence in there where you have basically a black samurai and you have a white samurai. She has white hair. She's beautiful character, right? But the way that story is told and the way they go about, he's trying to get her to betray the human race. She doesn't realize it's a test. She thinks this is real. She thinks the love of her life is literally about to try to make her go against humanity. And she has to make a choice to kill him for her own people. And she makes that choice. Even when it looks like everybody's about to die, she breaks his sword and stabs him with it just to wake up and realize it was all a test. You're good. You're good. She goes, oh, okay. Bitch. Oh, he's like, don't you ever do that again. But no, you could have done something like that. Like the black representation the Animatrix had is 10,000 times better than what they did with Yasuke or what we've been getting recently.
That sounds pretty good.
Joe, you've seen The Matrix, right?
Yeah.
It's so watch the
Animatrix. There's a bunch of short stories that kind of expand upon the Matrix verse, the war between the machines and the people. It's if you really like the Matrix, you'll like it's like. By the way,
the Matrix was written by a black woman. Oh, so I don't know if y'all know that it was written by a black woman. She actually wrote the Matrix and Terminator, and both projects got stolen from her. Look it up.
I didn't know that.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Oh man, it's interesting when it comes down to this conversation, because we have like in recent memory we've seen cold black characters that don't fall under the typical stereotype that a lot of people are invested in. Jabber, for example, he is extremely entertaining, and he's just himself. He's just a character who has the black aesthetic with the cool dreads, cool look, all that stuff. But you just like,
they turned his ass Asian. And they turned his happy ass Asian. Ain't that
they did?
In that live action.
I have no idea.
He's Asian in the live action?
So they were doing a play, and
before, King
they
Lion, before you
yeah.
go, before you go, I'm sorry. $2 super chat from Angie Carr. Lion, can a Black Sands and Milestone Comics fix it?
Okay. So yes, they can, right? With Milestone though, some people are gonna get angry, but please remember, I am the comic book guy. I'm not gonna call myself the king of comics. I'm not gonna do that. But I've read a lot, and I've read every Milestone book. What I'm gonna say to you guys is Milestone can fix it, but Milestone needs to stay on the road that they're on right now. I say that because if you watch the Static Shock TV show, which I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel has seen Static Shock, right or wrong,
Correct.
Yep.
you all love Static Shock, right?
Correct.
You didn't even know Static Shock existed before you watched that show, right?
Correct.
Now go read them comics. Read the first ones. You're gonna be like, what is this? You're gonna be like, what the hell is this? Getting his ass beat by white boys. He chasing white women. He the hell like his mother's an asshole. Like what's happening here? Like the way Milestone started out is not how they are now, and they had a lot of growth. Their storytelling became astronomically better, but Milestone in the beginning was not written the best, but and it did fall under a lot of stereotypes. Again, y'all need to, for instance, we all know who Icon is, right? Do y'all think
The
Icon is
character.
proper black representation?
No idea.
Does anybody know if Icon is black?
Looks black.
He's a big blue-eyed blue alien
Oh, in the
who did blackface to survive on Earth. He crash landed on Earth and became a black baby
Random.
and was raised by slaves. And if you read the original Icon, his mindset would have got his ass canceled today. If black people don't like the situation that they're in, maybe you should work harder and work for what you have.
Oh, the bootstraps.
Wait a fucking minute. What? Just for him to walk into the black neighborhood and go, "Oh my God, they're really struggling." You didn't figure that out when you was raised a slave. You saw slavery. You saw Jim Crow. You Icon lived through all of that, all of it, and you still kept that mindset. Now I understand where they were coming from, but bro, come on now. If you read Icon and Rocket and you compare Icon and Rocket to Icon, the original series, they drastically changed it. Like they got Icon freeing slaves now. He was killing white slave owners. You name it. But the original Icon stories, it's not written like that. Same thing with Static and a lot of other comics. Like I said, Milestones now, yes, Milestone can do it. Black Sands can do it. But in the beginning, even they understood this is not going to fly. That's why the Static Shock TV show was written completely different from this comic book counterpart. The Virgil in the show made you love being black. He made you love being who you were. Virgil in them comics, you're gonna be like it takes a while to warm up to that. You're like, I don't know about all this, man. Come on, like, and this is from the person who has actually read those. I've read them. I own the first printing of Miles. Not Miles, but I do have Miles' first comics too. But I have the first printing of Static Shock, Icon. Like I have those comics. I've read those comics. So when you look at how people started and you look at where they are now, Icon and just Milestone in general, I think they would be perfect in what they're doing because I think they saw what they were doing and they understood what needed to be done and they executed it just perfectly. So yes, I think Milestone Comics and I think Black Sands can do it. I think the best thing about both companies is the fact that they own their work. Nobody owns them. And even when it comes to Milestone, Static Shock is not. He doesn't belong to DC. The reason why you don't see so much of Static or you don't see a lot of those characters within the main DC timeline is because Milestone owns those characters. DC has to license those characters in their books. They can't just write a Static Shock appearance. Even on TV, they can't just. They have to go to Milestone. Okay, look, we want to put Static in an episode. Oh, that's cool. How much? We want to put him in for the season. I got you. It'll cost this much per episode and per screen time. Fuck, like they have to pay them top dollar to do that. This isn't like some, Everything has to be greenlit. Everything has to be looked over. All that good stuff. But Milestone, they own their work. So yes, I think they can do it. But Milestone cannot write them characters the way they wrote them originally. And I say that for everybody else that's watching, please go read the original Milestone comics and compare it to what they have today. And I promise you will see what I'm saying. You're gonna be like, damn, he's right. But go for it.
So, one thing that I also notice in terms of this conversation is, and we're gonna have to reiterate because, like Lion said before, he's very familiar with it. I'm very familiar with it. People are hyper fixate on certain things you say without realizing the full context of what the conversation entails. When it comes down to it, we're not saying that the demographics that relate to harm should be excluded. Of course, we still need to inspire those people. Those people also deserve a story for them. But there is a growing generation of black kids, black teenagers, all that stuff who grow in like suburban areas that are in like prominent places. Like, for example, the NBA, the NFL, all these sports teams, the amount of nepotism that's in there nowadays that people don't realize, where it's like, oh, yeah, our kids coming in, we'll put them in the best sports programs and all that stuff, and they're going to live a good life because that's the goal. You want to get past your struggles so your kids can live a good life. So the representation of black individuals that also don't go through that same trauma is decreasing. It's not gone, but it is decreasing. So there is like so much opportunity to appeal to so many different types of the people, types of black folks that people can really just start like engaging with.
I love
That I
I
think
love
people
that
should
you're
consider.
I love that you're being so sweet with what you're saying. But the
He's a
honesty is this.
politician.
Yeah, no. Sometimes
Yep,
politics
straight
is not
politics.
is not. Sometimes you got to be blunt. Look, a lot of y'all grew up watching Baby Boy all damn day, and you didn't live like Baby Boy. A lot of y'all had never had to rob somebody. You wasn't eating bologna sandwiches all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? Ramen noodles was a choice for some of y'all. The thing that he's trying to say is like no one's saying that you can't put black struggle, but a lot of y'all are struggling, but you're not struggling like y'all from boys from the hood. Y'all are
Mm-mm.
not gangbangers. You didn't grow up with your mama on drugs. You
Not
didn't
paid
grow
in
up.
full.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of y'all didn't watch a police officer pop the teeth of your cousin out of his mouth
No.
because you was watching you. You know what I'm saying? Like American Gangster. Like, y'all. A lot of y'all.
Did I lie? He lied.
Yeah, he's lagging a little bit.
He's cooked.
But he's
He
cooking.
was
He's
cooking. Hey, he was my translator right here. He did his thing. He's cooking over here.
It was like that Key and Peele anger translator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did it perfectly. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I couldn't say it better myself.
But no, he is right though, and that's what I was kind of getting at earlier. It kind of does start with us. Like we can tell these multi-billion-dollar, whatever, million-dollar companies to platform this, give them a representation to that, do this, do that. But until we start showing that we actually are going to go out and put our money towards these things, they're not. If we keep supporting the baby boys, like he said, the baby boys, the paid in full twos, and whatever the case may be, listen, I watch Power. I like Power. We don't need no more powers. We don't need no more snowfalls. We're good. We need to start putting our money somewhere else and showing that, we're ready for more, a variety of stories. And hey,
We
when
control
we do that, we'll get there.
we control so much of the market, but we put our own market like in a box.
Literally.
Competitive stuff. Like how many more Tyler Perry movies are we gonna get in the next 2 years? How many
Right.
more? like, like we keep doing it to ourselves. The best way, unfortunately, is like you'd have to have an undeniable good story without the trauma, which we don't get a lot of. I mean, Ordeal is one of those right now where it's like it doesn't have any of the trauma, but just a undeniably good story, and it just so happens to be that most of the characters are black or Caribbean or things like that. And I think we just need more of it. I think if you have a good enough story where it's like, yo, this is a good story, and the characters just so happen to be black instead of focusing on the blackness itself, I think that brings in more of a consumer base.
So on the topic of it, do y'all think Sinners? My fault, Santo. Go ahead.
No. Go you go because I think we're on the same page.
Do y'all think a movie like a Sinners that recently came out and did amazing is a step in that right direction?
I think so.
It's a step, but you could still see the
You can't
trauma.
have it perfectly, but it's more than just their trauma. It's the fact that they both served in the war. You see how the war affected them. The fact that you know that they had a seedy past, but given the time period, they were able to make something of themselves. They came back. They want to do something for the community. Literally, it's just like the worst timing ever that there just happened to be vampires. Because I think that was good enough, but we also have to understand that even though it's not obviously it's us too, but it's also just the people who look at our community and say, despite the fact that it was good enough, it was nominated enough, whatever the powers that be, don't want to give the recognition it also deserves. Because that's what I think.
Yeah, I think
Mine is
Sinners
struggling
was
over there with that connection.
yeah, that thing is cooked.
Someone
Should have
heard him
stayed
talking. Was
political.
like, we gotta
Should
get him
have
out of
stayed
here.
politically correct. But I think Sinners is actually a smart movie in terms of the way it's marketed and what it focuses on. It's not just like how King Lion was saying, how Miles was saying, focusing on struggle only, which it did highlight it to a certain extent, but it wasn't the main focus of the movie at all. It
Exactly.
also highlighted a lot of things in culture, music, poetry, um, old remedies that you can go to somebody and they give you something. Just things of that nature. I think is what made that movie great. Personally, I don't think it's a fantastic movie. Personally, but I do think it is a step in the right direction, and I want to double down on saying something like this. Maybe it'll take something like that, or even the Markiplier approach to put out your own stuff to see if you can tap into that market instead of relying on something like an anime from Japan. Because I mean, unfortunately, the way they feel about minorities as well isn't conducive to getting the representation that minorities want.
That is true. The anime community, especially in Japan, is an uproar over that. There's a manga going right now about a mixed race kid growing up who's black and Asian, growing up in Japan, and it's dealing with racism and all that. The manga community here was and it was divided about it. I can only imagine how it's doing there. So
Yeah, potentially. What about Wonder Man? Because Wonder Man was a show that had the representation, so people could resonate with him and his Haitian family. I think they were Haitian, right?
Yeah, they were Haitian.
Haitian family,
Yeah,
and you
Haitian.
can resonate with some of their family dynamics. However, the movie wasn't about, or the show series was not about his identity as a black man. It was his identity as an actor, and that's what it focused on, especially in reference to him and Slattery and him trying to achieve a goal as well. So I think this would be an example where it doesn't rely on, like, dare I say, trauma, and the term that we're using throughout this conversation, in particular, black trauma, to tell a story, an engaging story with a black lead character.
let's wait for. Let's see if it's there. We go.
Heck,
I had to switch. I
He's
don't know what's
back.
going on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
got they got you. You were being too real, bro. They got you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I had to switch to my iPad because on my phone it's not letting me get in at all.
no, you good. We were just kind of going through some examples of, like, is this a step in the right direction in terms of expanding black storytelling? Miles brought up the initial example of Sinners. I brought up Wonder Man. Very different in terms of what they provided.
Wait,
But
who brought up Sinners?
Miles brought up Sinners.
That wasn't only the best representation, but if y'all, I don't know if y'all know, they're so mad at him for that movie because he's gonna own it, right?
I did not
Yeah.
know
Like, yeah, no matter
Yeah.
that he has right now, he has the greatest cinema deal in history. Not only will he own all marketing, he gets to decide if there's another Sinners or not. And nobody can they can't make, like, he has to, like, not on, like, in a couple of years he'll own all the rights to it completely, and nobody can make another one without his say so.
and they're really trying to push for. They're trying to push like 2-3 more center projects, and he said he wanted it to be a one-off, but they're like
Yeah.
the presidents are like, no, we want 2-3 more.
I
And
think
they
there
said
are
that
other
behind
stories
the
that can be
Oscars.
told.
Yeah, they said the Oscars. So like, yeah, we're still pushing. We're still sending him like scripts and stuff like that. He's sending
Yeah,
him
we don't need sequels, bro.
Yeah, it's perfect the way it is.
It's because
Like,
they want to it made so much. They want to milk it. They know what they're like. Oh yeah, there's
Yep.
just so many other stories, and what it is like because it's such a great project, it gives certain people the opportunity to put their names on it, and they get to go. Oh well, yeah, look what I did with it. I get to, and that's what they. And he's like, Nah, I'm good. It's one and done. Have a good day. Next.
and if they all put their paws in, is it
Real
really still a
quick.
black story?
$10 super
didn't
chat
even
by
see
Andy
that.
Carr. How do we combat greater entertainment entities sneak suppressing Afro/Black characters content like Sinners getting snubbed at the awards, characters like Anansi in American Gods getting axed? How do we into sneak suppressing? So, okay.
That's
I mean,
easy.
other than,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead, Line. Go ahead, Line.
Oh,
You
well,
know.
that's an easy answer. So we need our own station.
Mhm.
Every time somebody black has tried to have their own station, they've gotten destroyed. Y'all can look at the historical facts for that. Um, I love that you brought up Anansi because the reason why Anansi got kicked off, which again, the creator of American Gods, in which I do own the complete series of that. I have the Bible version of it. I'm not kidding. It's in my case over there. Um, but Anansi got kicked off the show because Anansi was making black people angry, but in the right way, and they didn't like that. If y'all remember his speeches, every
One of
time
the
he
best
gave them,
monologues ever.
yeah, that was the best part of the show. But it was making black people really kind of like it was changing them. It was making them angry, but angry in the right way, and they couldn't have that. That's why when they took Anansi off the show it bombed. They couldn't like they couldn't renew for another season because that Anansi's speeches were so powerful that it was changing us as a people. It was really like and they can't have that. But if you want to stop it again, we need our own station. And I know that's easier said than done.
Damn.
Wow.
We need to stop,
They're really after him tonight.
They got him. They got him.
need to stop exposing the industry. Oh my goodness.
If anyone hasn't seen American Gods, just look up that Anansi speech on YouTube. It's one of the best pro-black speeches I think you'll probably ever hear in anything.
Wait, so does Jordan Peele and Coogler are they like a part of a specific studio or something? I know they're directors. Of course, they're both have enough money and success that they don't need to rely on anybody, but
I don't think they belong to any specific studios. Like they have like deals with companies and stuff like that. Or Jordan Peele has like his own production company. But like they don't belong to anybody.
that does raise an interesting question about okay, we see it pop up here, but why is it not booming? Why is there not like a downwards downwards effect of inspiration? Because we see Peele dominate in the horror movie space. We see the Waynes were dominating in the comedy space with their parody movies, and people like them so much that they're finally back. And then we see Coogler do what he did recently, but it's not like starting a movement. Despite all the success, it's not really like blowing up.
I mean, the powers that be feel some type of way about it. I mean, you see, for instance, I'll bring up, I would say the powers that be at the top feeling some type of way. Like if they're willing to go this hard against Markiplier for Iron Lung to the point that they're trying to take him out of the thing, like because he just found a way to make something that really resonated with people for a little bit of money, and people really like what they did. Is it the best movie? No, but people don't like it. Now imagine if I'm just gonna use a random black creator. Imagine if like the dude that does the tech reviews, he makes a tech movie, or Corey Kenshin makes something. Like I just for some reason we know the reason why they just don't like that.
You say powers to be, and let me challenge it to push a further conversation because stuff like Get Out and basically all Peele's movies were critically acclaimed. They were very highly rated. There was a lot of like prestige behind it based off the base and the critics. When it comes down to it, do we think it's like the industry keeping them down? I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just expanding the conversation. or do we think that people are not being inspired by these creators to do similar work? And that
it
Go
could
ahead.
be a little bit of both, but also at the same time, I just don't think like Jordan Peele is from the research I've done. Obviously, you can know more about it. He's more he's not the example. He's an anomaly. I don't think they're going to let a lot of Jordan Peele's just go out there and make their own stuff like that. Am I wrong for saying that?
It's really just Jordan and Ryan
I'm not.
Coogler.
Ryan
I'm not
Coogler,
saying
that's
shit. They keep
it.
kicking me out every time I
Yeah,
say
so
something real.
that's just where I'm at. It's like
I'm exposing the industry.
yeah, but it's also like for instance, I can't remember exactly when I heard this, but they were like, "How come you don't make for BT? How come you don't make more like kind of deeper shows?" And they were like, "Well, this is for the black mom who got 2 kids, and we don't want it to be any deeper. We just want to be able to watch this in the background while she's doing something else." And I'm like, if that's the station that's catering toward black folks, and y'all are saying that, how are we supposed to get anything deeper going or anything like that? That's why I mean, Snowfall's a great show. Don't get me wrong, Snowfall's a great show, but we can't get, I don't know, insert random funny show here. Like for this is gonna sound up. We can't get like a Black Eye Carly. We can't get a Black Eye Carly.
We had That's So Raven and Sister back in the Disney.
But
And
I'm
those
just
were
saying we can't get that now.
Proud
They're not
Family.
bringing those back. I'm just saying, but those are still exceptions and not the rule, though. That's just where I'm at.
I mean, there was a lot. So what? Okay, this is another question. What changed? Because like there was a lot of shows back then that we all could think of. From you guys brought it up, Wife and Kids. You all brought it up.
The
Proud
black
Family,
sitcom.
Sister, That's So Raven. All these shows that push positive messaging, and then even back then there was the Static Shocks in the world. Of course, Jon Stewart was someone who inspired a lot of people back in the Justice League. And then now in this current modern era, we're just not seeing that. Like, what changed there?
It's because you
Positive-
started to. It's because you started healing. It's that simple. You started healing. The problem with black people as a whole is the fact that as long as you make us feel like everything is crashing on us, we'll stay that way. Those shows made us feel like we had hope. When you had shows like A Different World or Living Color, like you had kids going to college because they wanted to emulate what they were seeing. You had black kids like television is a powerful tool to shape the minds of youth. It's just that simple. When you had all that positive reinforcement, you had black people no longer hating themselves or hating each other or fighting each other. You had them inspiring to be stuff. They couldn't have that, and they can't have it now. They'll tell you to your face, "Oh, we want you guys to do better." Of course we do. And every time you do, what happens? They take it from you. Every time you do better, every time you look like you think you're finna, get up or level up, it's taken from you. And having all that, having like the stuff that we want, the thing that we have to make it ourselves. We can't expect somebody else to make it for us because they're not going to, because they want us to be exactly where we are. And anybody who says that's not true, if you want a black animation, if you want yada yada yada, you can go make it yourself. Every time a black person makes something of their own, it gets taken. Every time. Like Michael Jackson. Did y'all know Michael Jackson owned, I believe, 51 or 52% of Sony? They owned Sony.
He
He
owned a
owned
lot
Sony.
of it. He
Yeah,
owned a
he
lot of
owned.
people's music too.
So it's like when you
Mhm.
look at this, so every time a black person does something or pulls himself up, like you said, you take it from him every time. Doesn't matter what it is. You'll tell him to his face, "Of course, I want you to do better," but you're lying. You don't want him to do better because if he does better, you do worse. And that's how the world works. Somebody has to suffer. There has to always be a slave class or an underclass. Nobody can be equal, and nobody can have just as much as everybody else. There has to be somebody taking the short end of the stick, and that's why.
That's in the art of war too.
Yep.
But in a
Oh,
less
so
cynical,
you read it?
I dabble in philosophy. I do. In the less cynical version, because I do agree with everything that King Lion just said, I will also say back in the day compared to now, not only has television deteriorated to where the Here Damn show doesn't exist for us anymore. You know, there's no, those things were Here Dams. We got 5 of them, 10 of them maybe at a time. We're pretty good, but we didn't get anything else. Those weren't the shows that were dominating the networks. In addition, a lot of those shows back in the day, We had comics and people that had power who were willing to kind of extend the hand backwards and make a show kind of for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying? I have a personality that I feel can translate well on TV. I have a big enough followings where people will want to watch my show. Let me do a sitcom. Let me do, some sort of TV broadcast that people are going to want to kind of see. The Kevin Harts, the people we have today, I'm going to be honest, they're not on shit. These niggas aren't on shit. All they want to do is run that checkup, get paper, and it's not about community anymore. As evil as he may be, the Bill Cosbys, the Martin Lawrences, he busted that motherfucker out. The Bill Cosbys, the Martin Lawrences, all of those brothers, at least, you know what I'm saying? The Eddie Murphys, as flawed as they may be, something in them said, you know what? I want to turn around and extend a helping hand, even if it is in the form of a TV show. We just don't have that today. There's no one willing to do that. They're more about their bottom line
because they want to keep making money. If you
Kevin Hart wants to make all the money.
Yeah, they want to keep it like, and that's one thing
I got
love
mine.
about,
y'all got to figure it out for yourself.
But that's why
$5 super. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but $5 super chat from Angie Carr. Look at what happened to Living Color. They're a big reason why the Super Bowl halftime is now the biggest entertainment show in America yearly.
Yep.
It's amazing how you look at a lot of innovations.
So you were saying Kinglion, you were gonna say a point.
There's a reason why, like, I always tell people when I look at Black excellence, right? Whenever I look at a movie that shows Black excellence, and this is going to be a controversial take, I don't know how many people are going to agree or understand what I'm coming from, but take Spike Lee and take Eddie Murphy, for instance. When I look at an Eddie Murphy movie, I look at Black excellence. When I look at a Spike Lee movie, I still see Black excellence, but I see it in a way that in a lot of ways I understand where he's coming from, but it can be hurtful sometimes watching his movies, especially his older movies. That's kind of the reason why they had such a back and forth with their relationship. Like Spike Lee used to get angry at Eddie because Eddie wasn't doing movies with him. You have your way of doing movies, I have my way. And when I was a kid, I didn't understand. So the two movies I always go back to is like, Boomerang and Harlem Nights. That especially Boomerang is Black excellence. Because if you look at Boomerang was what? Everybody was at the top of their game. Right? You had a group of Black men and Black women. Everybody was successful. Everybody was living their best life. Nobody was really above anybody, but no matter what happened, they all had the unity. Right? Even when Eddie and his homie were having an issue wanting the same girl, the fact that two brothers can get past that, still be friends and still be successful, it's just something amazing to see. Just Black people existing and being able to exist in a space that you don't get to see in real life. And in Harlem Nights, you saw Black men and women come together and go against the Italians. Something that they do not show on cinema at all. But they show like the gangs of Harlem and shit. But they showed this in a way where we actually won that. And that was amazing. Then when you go and you look at Spike Lee's movies, yes, I understand the message. Yes, I understand the stuff, but some of that stuff is it gets real dark, and there are things that happen to where it's like, damn, as a kid, I can't really learn anything from your movies because I'm not old enough to really experience or understand the experiences that I'm looking at. Whereas with Eddie, I could learn so much about myself just from his movies, period. And his movies are so family oriented. Everybody can watch his movies. Everybody can learn from his movies. But you can't have an Eddie Murphy in this day and age. You just can't. The world doesn't. Those in power don't want that, because when you have too many Eddie Murphys walking around, things change, and they do not want that at all. And don't forget, Eddie learned from Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was like Eddie Murphy's father, and that's just the world we live in. They don't want y'all healing too much now. They want you running and catching a ball. That's actually one of the reasons why I don't watch sports today, because when I understood where sports look, I'm sorry, go for it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, go for it.
No, keep going. I had a question after you're done. Okay, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear him?
Am I good?
Yeah, I could hear him.
I
Alright.
can't hear nothing.
Dang.
You
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
him?
me?
Oh, speak again.
Can you hear me? Test 1 2. Test.
Yeah, no, I can't hear him. I can hear y'all. I can't hear him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Santo, can you leave and come back? Because
Yeah,
he
sure.
can hear us, but he can't hear you.
Oh. Also, am I the
So
only one? Am I the only one that couldn't hear him?
Looks like
yeah,
it.
you were the only one that couldn't hear him. But this was happening before, so that's why I just told Santo to leave and come back. But when it comes down to it, it's an interesting thing you said because I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the current ecosystem of entertainment that exists right now.
Damn, now I can't hear you.
All right, now you need to leave and come back.
You,
Leave and come
you
back.
gotta leave and come back
I
with
am.
that.
I am.
You got
Shit.
Leave and come back. You're tripping. But yeah, it's interesting when we look at the current like ecosystem of entertainment of like black role models. And I never really thought about it on this large scale because I'm like, oh, as you guys know, I'm thinking about other things because of how crazy society is right now. But it is a stark contrast in
Now,
terms of.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay, go for it. You got it. Okay.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
excellent. We're good. It is crazy the stark contrast of like all the shows, the type of musicians, the type of comedians, the like the athletes. I can't really speak in terms of like how they inspired people, but it does seem like there was like a very different type of like entertainment back then compared to now, and the type of conversations we are having right now regarding black culture and the black ecosystem. And we spoke about it like from the very top what their incentive is, and then we spoke about it like what the creators want, and we also spoke about like what the audience wants. So for this conversation, what is very undeniable is that something needs to happen to break the mold and to showcase success as possible beyond the current status quo. So if that is possible, what does it look like? And does it look like the stuff that you're making online? Does it look like Ordeal? And how do we get people, and this is the most important part, whether we want to agree to it or not, as entertainers, as content creators, as someone that rely on the consumers to make any money, how do we convince them this is good for them? That's always an important part of the equation.
You can't. That's one thing I've learned. You can't convince anybody of anything. Either they see it or they don't. You have to convince yourself. You have to see and know that what you're doing is right. It doesn't matter what others say. That's one of the reasons why I don't take criticism from anybody who doesn't do what I do, right? And I know that sounds terrible to certain people, but like if you tell me that you hate my work and you haven't read my work, I don't care. Even if you've read my work and you don't like it, I'm still gonna be like, oh, that's cool. Have a good day. Like I don't take it to heart or anything like that. Um, and that's kind of a philosophy that I've adopted basically. Like for the most part, I've learned that people are gonna like what they like. People are going to want what they want. And a lot of people don't even know what they want, so they'll take whatever they can get. I can't convince you of anything. I have to convince myself. I have to believe that what I'm doing is right and it is what is needed. And doing that is what has gotten me where I am today and it's gotten me as far as I've gotten. Um I feel like when you try to convince somebody of something, it's like overly explaining yourself. Does that make sense?
It
Like you know
does
when
make
you
sense.
like when you always have to try to explain something about yourself or who you are to somebody, either you love it or you don't love it. I can't change your mind or make you feel anything. All I can do is put all I can in this, try to convey the emotions I want, and hope it reaches the people it's supposed to reach. Me worrying about that, I feel like leads into insanity. So for me, I never look at things that way, nor do I care. I don't even try to like make me like your cop. I don't fuck no. Have a good day. Next, like I don't even no. Like why should I buy your comic? I don't the fuck. Did you read it? Well, no, but tell me why I should. Next, like I'm not dealing with no. Have a good day. I don't. That's just me. That's just me.
before I give like a deeper analysis on what he said, because there's so much to that, unironically. Does anybody else have thoughts?
I tried to make that as easy as possible.
Well, like I said earlier, the only other way would just to be undeniable. Like for instance, like Attack on Titan. There's a lot that was a lot of people's gateway to anime that they don't consider like Attack on Titan anime. They're like, oh, that's just Attack on Titan. Like it's as if it's such a great story where it breaks the mold of like what you're willing, like no matter what, whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to check it out. That's one of the ways to do it.
By the way, $2 super chat from Angie Carr again. Salute. Lion, does Blade deserve credit for saving Marvel?
I can't hear him.
Oh yes, it does.
It's the $2 super chat by Andrew Carr.
No, I got you. Does Blade? Yes, he deserves credit. Without Blade, Marvel would not be what they are today, and Marvel knows that. That's why they haven't made another Blade movie, because Marvel literally knows that if it wasn't for Blade, Marvel would not be here. Blade is, again, till this day, still one of the most popular movies they've ever made. And the sad part is, you can watch Blade 1 and Blade 2 right now, and that shit's still good. It's still top fucking 10. You can't even you'd be a dumbass to try to argue otherwise. I didn't really like Blade. Shut up. Like that's like nobody.
No love for Blade Trinity.
We don't
Hell
talk
no.
about Blade.
That movie does. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Hey, thank you.
Why
Thank
would
you.
even bring that up?
That movie doesn't
Talk
fucking
about black
exist.
excellence here. You break up Blade Trinity. How dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
It had
movie,
Ryan Reynolds and Triple H.
No, that movie does. We don't even act like that shit existed. Like we don't even like when he gives that speech about, you think this is a fucking game? What is this? What the fuck you on your shirt? What is this? What is this? Y'all a fucking Saturday morning sitcom. Like that's how we feel about that movie. So it's like we don't talk about that. But Blade 1 and Blade 2, oh yeah, Blade was that's TC. I like him. I don't even think I know him like that, but I like him. He's cultured. That man is that. I have a question to ask you, but I want to make sure I can hear you say something. So let me leave and come back, because I have a question for you.
Okay.
Back in my nice one.
Thank you, Andrew. Blade
Who's
Trinity,
that?
Matrix 4. We don't talk about that shit.
Hey man, shout out Blade Trinity. But while Lion comes back, oh good, he came back soon, so good. You guys can continue.
Let him speak so I can text and hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you real quick. What are you, if you don't mind me asking? What are you race wise?
I'm Dominican, so race wise, I'm black.
So you are black. Okay, you just black with extra steps. Got it.
Yes.
Black.
He's right.
You're white. He is.
I just wasn't ready for it.
If I said something wrong, say something. But it is like Dominican, Puerto Rican. You just black.
Santos black?
Yeah, they're black.
Yes,
Like,
my race is black, but
no. Let me give you.
No
No,
way.
let me give you the history.
No
So
way.
when white people, the Spanish and the Europeans came over, and they almost annihilated all the Indians. They had nobody to work for them or till their land. So what they did was they took slaves and they took Indians, and that's how you get Dominicans, Puerto Rican. That's how you all that mixing.
yeah,
That's where you get that. Like the salsa
before slaves came to the U.S., they stopped in the Caribbean. That was the Atlantic slave trade. So that's
and they
No, for sure. No. I know that, but what I'm saying is, nigga, I didn't know you was black.
Yo.
Hold on, but that's why. But you said
What? No,
why I
yo,
asked him. I
so-
said, "Oh, go ahead."
This is blowing my mind.
Ty, my
Ty,
grandma is your skin tone.
I mean, but I know people who are Hispanic that are dark skin, so like, but they're not black. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
No, but that's why.
So
Hold on.
I got you.
No, but that's why I asked him, because
Wow.
But that's why I asked him, because
You thought you was
believe
black.
it or not, you're gonna find this funny, Ty. I got a cousin that looks just like him. Not even kidding.
No. I'm just, so crazy. I was thinking in my head. I was like, no, because I let it slip on my mind when you was like your daughter was. I was like,
I get it a lot.
I
feel
was
like he's
I
lying.
get that a lot.
But that's why I asked him. I was like,
in my head, like, yo, Santos got a black woman. Shout out. That's what I was. I just thought that. I was like, was Santos a black one?
Yeah,
Okay.
my wife is Dominican. She's Afro Latina. Yes.
yeah. So
That's why I said like yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
But that's why I asked him. I said real quick, what
So
are
if so
you?
if so when we go to Houston when I show you picture of my kids, you're gonna see I have a light skinned baby and I have a dark skinned baby.
Yeah, and the crazy
Wow.
part is now I understand it because like my grandmother is like I think she's almost Ty's color, but like I was his color as a baby, so I was like, what the fuck am I? You're a mutt. You're a mutt. Your grandmama's white.
That's
That
crazy.
motherfucker is Spanish. It's like it's that's why I was like this motherfucker is cultured. He got a Oh, he got some taste. Okay, hey, where you from? Where are you, real quick? Okay, okay. But no, so that's what I'm saying. So it's like Blade
That'd be
is the
cool.
reason why superhero costumes are the way they are now. Um, that's why you don't see spandex and shit. You see these motherfuckers wearing leather jackets and
Mm-hmm.
suits and shit. Like if it wasn't for Blade, we would have motherfuckers wearing their drawers outside their tights because that's DC's standard of heroism. Whereas when
Those
it comes
ass.
to Marvel, Blade broke that fucking mold. Blade showed that a superhero could be fucking cool. Blade Blade literally had his own fucking haircut at barbershops all around the world. Like if you were a little kid and you said, "What you want to?" I want that blade. You ain't got enough up here to get that blade just yet, little man. Just give it like 3 more weeks and I got you. Like I'm not kidding. Let me get look. He know what I'm talking. Let me get that blade. Oh, you want that blade? I got you. Want the little sign on the side? Yes, sir. Okay. Like Blade changed the culture in such a way that even white people, like before the Matrix came, white people were walking around in
Mm-hmm.
trench coats, trench coats, and shades trying to be daywalkers, sir. I'm sorry to let you tell you this, but he was killing white vampires. You might want to stop. And what's crazy is Blade is the only black superhero that killed that amount of white people on TV and nobody said shit about it. Like 99.9% of all the vampires in Blade. You laugh, but you know I'm telling the truth.
Nah, you told us.
All the
He
vampires
was
in
going
Blade,
nuts.
No one
99% of
cared.
them, yeah, was all fucking white. The only black ones was that little girl and his mama. Other than that, everybody was black and I mean, everybody was white. And the only black dude he killed that wasn't a vampire was a human. He said, I just work for them. I don't give a fuck. Like, damn, that's how you treat coons. You got it, coon. Like, goodbye. You couldn't even, you
Mm.
could not, because remember, he was all like, wait, I just work for them. I don't give a damn, coon. Click and gun
In
his ass
Minecraft.
down. Look, y'all,
In
y'all,
Minecraft.
look,
In
y'all
Minecraft.
over here reminiscing. He's like, damn, hold on, I forgot about. Hold on,
What?
damn, he did.
Blade was tough. But to bring up something that you said earlier, though, do you feel like because you said they don't want to make it again, right? Do you think it's a pride thing, or do you think it's like a fear of fucking it up? Why? I feel like they make a lot of money and they're usually motivated by that. So why do you think
You
they
already
won't
said
touch
it.
it?
No, you already said it.
Pride.
The black community has such a foothold on Marvel and DC's neck when it comes to movies and money. They
Mm-hmm.
can't they can't fuck that money up. And they know if they make a Blade movie and that shit ain't top dollar and that shit ain't where it is, they already know black people will be like, that's the last straw, bitch. You fuck up look, they let you slide with the first fuck up, not number three. They let you slide with that. Do that shit again. I don't know what to fucking tell you. And that's why you heard him in Deadpool and Wolverine. There's only ever been one blade, and there will ever only be one blade. And he was like, looking,
Facts.
this is my thing. Tell me if you like this or not. I think Mahershala Ali should be the next Blade, but I think this is how the story should go. I think we should watch the movie. Like, remember how Blade 2 started off where you saw Blade kind of like ghosting around and killing vampires and shit? We should see that. But you shouldn't see his face. As far as you're concerned, that's Wesley Snipes. You should see this motherfucker going in, killing vampires left and right, yada yada yada. And when he gets to the final boss of the final vampire, he fucks up. And a vampire almost gets to drop on him, but ends up getting shot and vaporized by the sniper, right? And you think it's Wessler. It's not Wessler. That's Blade in the back. And Mahershala Ali is his son. I think the next Blade movie should be him passing the torch. I think Mahershala Ali should be Blade, but I think that should be his. Look, he's like that. Like I think that should be
That's
his
pretty
son.
good. I'm not gonna
And
lie, that's pretty
I
good.
think Blade should like be there like if you're gonna be me or you're gonna take over, you gotta remember, like I told you, you gotta watch your fucking back. These fuckers are nasty. I keep telling you that you're gonna fuck around and get messed up. Well, I think I can take them. You think, oh shit, I done told you, you know what? Get in the car. Like I think that should be some shit. Like it should be a Blade move where it's literally him learning from his father and understanding where he came from so that he can basically, like, when Blade is gone, he can make on his own. He's like, I may have all the strength and weaknesses, but I age slow. I'm not always gonna be here. So you gotta learn, and I think that'd be a great introduction him into the Avengers with Black Knight, etc. Because you would still have Blade, but you'd have this new Blade with a new team of Avengers leading a new superhero. It's so much shit you can do with that. But I think Mahershala Ali should be Blade's son, and I think Blade should be kind of like, because I think if you put Wesley Snipes in that movie and you make him Blade, not only will the black community be on board, but it'll give them some peace of mind because they still get to see who they grew up with, and they get to see that torch getting passed on. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Marvel,
they've
if you're
already
watching this,
done.
fucking hire me already. Like, you need to fucking hire me. Y'all better clip this shit. Somebody gonna steal my shit.
Hey, I mean, they've already done stuff regarding like passing the torch in a different way.
Yeah.
When they pass the torch in Hawkeye, when they pass the torch for Natasha to Yelena. So this should be, honestly,
But just
this
think
should
about
be.
think about it. You go to the movies. I want y'all to, everybody watching, I want you to put that shit in your mind. Close your eyes and really envision this. Envision Blade 2 when he went to go save Wesley, right? Envision that. You see him going in, he's fucking these guys up, he's cutting them down. You never see his face, so you think that's Wesley. A vampire gets the drop on him, boom, snipe to the back of the head. You think it's Wesley back there. But that's Wesley Snipe. That's Mahershala Ali, and that's when you finally get the face reveal, like, oh shit, like that's his son, and you get, it's basically a father and son movie.
They got to be creative with those trailers though, because they
Yeah.
can't reveal too much.
Exactly.
They're gonna do some more stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
Marvel, hire me. Hurry the hell up.
Marvel's good enough. They've done a lot of misdirection before. I can believe that. Like, for instance, Thor Ragnarok, when we the whole time we thought Thor wasn't gonna lose his. We like, oh, then how they did it when they had Thor keep both his eyes in the trailer, but in the movie he actually loses one of them. So
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. He took the nastiest shot at Marvel right then and there. It was so. It was just so. He was so quick with it. Oh yeah, they're good at misdirection. Damn.
I mean, they are though.
He's not. He's not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, I'm just saying that you have, from everything I've heard, the toughest part is they were trying to find a director for the Blade movie, but they got everything else. I'm like, look, man, if y'all really want to make the movie, y'all make it.
They've changed it like 3-4 times already. They rewrote the script like 3-4 times. At this point, the movie's cooked. Like
because they know the script sucked.
Like,
they know that shit sucked. No, that shit, they know damn well that shit sucked. I think what they need to do is this. He already killed Dracula, right? Because Dracula's already dead and some shit like that. I think what they need to do is have him kill the first vampire. Like, Dracula was not the first vampire at all. Like, he was something that came later. They need to. I think what would be really, really cool is if they stick to the comics and they fight Werner, which he is the actual first vampire in the Marvel universe. I think they should have some shit like that. Like, he wants a brand new body and he wants to inhabit Blade's body because his is somehow breaking down. His immortality is not where it needs to be, and he needs a better body to survive. And he wants Blade to be that body. And his son has to basically like he ends up inhabiting Blade's body, and Mahershala Ali has to basically kill his father to save his father and basically get rid of the first vampire that ever been created. I think that'd be some cool shit.
Hey man, shout out. This was a really good conversation in regards to not only comics but also Black storytelling, and I do think a very necessary conversation for sure. So maybe inspire people, or at the very least, look at storytelling in a different way. Facts. Shout out Santo,
bruh.
W.